Hello everyone, Will the Outlaw here, and today we are going to be counting down my picks for the top 10 Transformers figures of 2024. 2024 was a great year for Transformers figures. From the Legacy line to Studio Series, Hasbro Takara really stepped it up this year and brought us some great figures. Needless to say, it was a tough choice narrowing it down to only 10, but no matter where each one landed, these are all great toys. First of all, I want to bring in a couple of honorable mentions. While these didn't make the top 10 in any other year, they might have. First off is Rise of the Beast Wheeljack. This figure is a controversial one due to it not looking at all like Wheeljack, and the figure itself being somewhat complicated, but it's still a fun toy to mess with, and the transformation isn't too bad once you get the hang of it. Animated Bumblebee. I love the animated aesthetic, and this figure leans heavy into it. The figure is small, but it packs a lot in its tiny package, and it looks great in both modes. Legacy Silverbolt. I had a lot of hopes for this one, considering it's one of my favorite Beast Wars designs. The design still holds up, but the toy doesn't really do anything to make it one of the best. It's not bad, just amazingly mediocre. Studio Series Swoop. Completing the Dinobots helps this figure in the grand scheme of things. It's pretty fun on its own, but it definitely belongs and is best when it's in the company of the other Dinobots. Okay, here we go. With that out of the way, here are the top 10 Transformers figures released this year. In my opinion, of course. Number 10. Studio Series Transformers 1 Megatron. Hasbro decided to make the main characters of the Transformers 1 Deluxes instead of Voyagers or Leaders, and that price point works pretty well for the designs. This version of the Decepticon Leader is both classic and modern, and the figure itself was surprisingly great. It's a perfect intro to this year's top 10 list. Number 9. Legacy Cybertron Starscream. I love the Cybertron aesthetic, and I think that Starscream is the best looking design of the trilogy. He has a strong presence, and even though this is a smaller size Voyager, the presence is still there. This figure is a great update to that classic design, and the fun has not been lost in translation. Number 8. Crossover Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Party Wallop. Never in my wildest dreams did I ever think that two of my favorite childhood properties would ever cross over. Yet in 2024, my dreams came true, and I added this awesome guy to my collection. Is it perfect? No, but it does everything you could ask for in a crossover like this, and it fits right at home in either a Transformers or a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles display. Number 7. Legacy Leader Class Sandstorm. Nostalgia goes a long way for me on this one. 99% of this figure is perfect in my opinion. The dune buggy and helicopter modes are a wonderful update to the original design. Even the robot mode looks almost perfect. The only flaw is the chest piece, but given my love for this design and character, I'm willing to look past that. Well, obviously if it's a top 10 figure of the year, right? The accessories do a lot to help forget that flaw and really adds to the fun and playability of this figure. Number 6. Animated Optimus Prime. It's no secret that the animated series is my favorite piece of Transformers media. It's a wonderful throwback to classic Transformers while giving it a sudden edge that's hidden in its simple aesthetic. Optimus Prime here is my favorite of the animated remakes, and it really does a lot in ways of modernizing the design. This is a really fun toy, and is still on my desk after all this time. I regret selling off my original animated collection, but these new figures are a good enough replacement for me. Number 5. Transformers 1 Optimus Prime. So, from one Prime to another, the Transformers 1 film spawned some really good toys. The best in my opinion is Studio Series Optimus Prime. This guy is a deluxe that feels heavier and more solid than most other deluxes, and looks great in both modes. That is, of course, if you ignore the hands here in vehicle mode. Either way, this is a great update and a great figure. Number 4. Legacy Tigerhawk. First time I saw this figure was on the shelf at Target. I had no intention of ever getting this guy, but he just looks so good in packaging that I had to get it, and boy I'm glad I did. This thing is every bit as impressive as he looks. His weight and complex play pattern is one of the best in the line, and his looks just makes the eye gravitate towards him. I have absolutely no emotional or nostalgic connection to the character, but this figure will be one of my favorites for a long time to come. Number 3. Studio Series Concept Megatron. This is one of those figures that not only changes how figures are viewed, it changes what kind of figures can be successfully made. There have been figures made from concept art before, but none have been given this kind of attention or praise. While the official alt mode falls into the cliche of lazy Cybertronian modes, the robot mode is one of the most articulated and solid in the main line, and the seemingly limitless fan alt modes make this one of the best representations of Megatron out there. Number 2. Studio Series 86 Optimus Prime. Wow, Prime had a really good year this year, with the War for Cybertron 1 and even Reactivate being some of the best versions. They all pale in comparison with what I consider the ultimate definitive Prime. Hasbro has had many bites of this apple, and this one is by far the sweetest. They went all out with this version, and the Commander budget allows the designers the freedom to do pretty much whatever they wanted. The trailer was always somewhat of an afterthought with previous versions, but here it's legitimately an important piece of the set, with most of the accessories being part of the trailer. While it pretty much doesn't do anything really new with the Prime play pattern, this version takes it to the next level when it comes to the quality and presentation of it. Like I said in my review, it'll be a very long time before Hasbro and Takara top this one. Number 1. Legacy Gears. Okay, I know what you all are thinking. What the ever-loving F is this guy thinking putting a deluxe over a Commander class for Figure of the Year? Well, while that sentiment may be right, and I absolutely love Prime, this figure just does something that Prime doesn't. Gears just feels like I'm getting more value. This is a $25 figure and it feels way more premium and solid than the other figures in that price point. The robot mode is one of the most posable in the size class, and the transformation is complicated enough to not be boring and feels more like a fidget toy in that respect, in that I can transform this guy without even looking at it. Everything fits in place perfectly, and the alt mode has great homages to the original. While it truly is a toss-up between the top two, in the end, I just feel like this guy does more with what is expected. Well, that was my list of the top 10 Transformers of 2024. Let me know what you think and tell me what your top figures of the year are. I honestly look forward to hearing your thoughts on that. 2024 was a great year, and I look forward to what we will get in 2025. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and I will see y'all soon.
Laters!
And I want to wish y'all a happy holidays and a very prosperous new year. Check out my Patreon for early access to my videos and shoutouts on future videos. Join up and let's talk toys.